Just wanted to take the time to go over a few things this evening. I hear a lot of chatter about civil rights and Declaration of Political and Civil Rights, the International Convention, the ICCPR. And I wanted to read this to you so maybe it'll help you comprehend that there's a separation here. Civil rights are a privilege established by man, all right? Civil rights are not inalienable rights. And in the Bible, it tells you can't serve two masters. What I'm going to read to you here shows you that by adopting civil rights, you may forfeit some of your other rights. A state or the United States may not impose a charge for the enjoyment of a right granted by the federal Constitution. That's Murdoch versus Pennsylvania, 319 U.S. 105 at 113 in 1943. The claim and exercise of a constitutional right cannot be converted into a crime. Miller versus the U.S. 230 F 2D 286 489. Waivers of constitutional rights not only must be voluntary, but must be knowing, intentional acts done with sufficient awareness of the relevant circumstances and likely consequences. Brady versus the United States, 397 U.S. 749 90 S period CT 1463 1970. And see also Fuentes versus Chevin 407 U.S. 67 1972, and Brookhart versus Janus 384 U.S. 6 1966, and Emska versus U.S. 190 1955, and Johnson versus Zerps 304 U.S. 58 1983, where rights as secured by the Constitution are involved. There can be no rulemaking or legislation which will abrogate them. Miranda versus Arizona, 384 U.S. 436 at 491, 1966. No rule of court, however general its terms, may contravene a privilege based on the constitutional right. San Juan and King River Canal and Irrigation Co. versus Stevenson, 165 California 540 132p 1021. The government of the United States and of each state of the several states are distinct from one another. The rights of a citizen under one may be quite different from those which he has under the other. Colgate versus Harvey, 296 U.S. 404 56 S period CT period 252 1935. There is a difference between privileges and immunities belonging to the citizens of the United States as such, and those belonging to the citizens of each state as such. Rustrat versus People, 57 NE 41 1900. Every time I do that, it scrolls back to the top. The rights and privileges and immunities which the 14th Constitutional Amendment and Revised Statute Section 1979 U.S. COMP ST 1901p page 1262 for its enforcement were designed to protect are such as belonging to citizens of the United States as such and not as citizens of a state. Waldling versus Newhall 136 F 941, and that case happened in 1905. Rights of national citizenship as distinct from the fundamental or natural rights inherent in state citizenship. Madden versus Kentucky, 309 U.S. 83 84 LED 590 1940. State citizenship is a vested substantial property right, and the state has no power to divest or impair these rights. Favot versus Kingsbury, 1929, 98 California Appellate Court, 284, 276, page 1083. Sui juris, one who has all the rights to which a free man is entitled, one who is not under the power of another, as a slave, a minor, and the like. The right of holding state office is a civil or political right, which may be surrendered to the government or to the society in order to secure the protection of other rights. State Bill of Rights, Article 3. Or the government may abridge or take away such rights for sufficient cause. For thought, such rights may be considered natural rights. Bill of Rights, Article 2. Yet they are not of the class of natural rights, which are held to be inalienable, like the rights of conscience. Bill of Rights, Article 4. Hale versus Everett, 53 New Hampshire 9, New Hampshire 1868. Note, civil and political rights, liberties, are not in the same class of natural rights, inalienable, and surrender other rights when exercised. Those who exercise civil rights or liberties must apply for licenses. Ask permission. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you soon.